A congressman just confronted DHS Secretary Noem over deporting a 4-year-old U.S. citizen with stage 4 cancer, and her answers left the entire room stunned.
Madam Secretary, on April 24th, a woman in Louisiana was deported along with her 7-year-old daughter and 4-year-old son, both of whom were U.S. citizens. The 4-year-old son had stage 4 cancer. Now, you just stated under oath that the mother consented to having her U.S. citizen children removed. But I have spoken with the attorney for that U.S. citizen child with stage 4 cancer. She has also made numerous statements to the press in which she stated unequivocally that at no time did the mother consent to her U.S. citizen children being removed. What evidence do you have to support your claim that she did consent?
Congressman, we followed the same policies and procedures
What evidence do you have? What evidence do you have?
We have documentation that
what documentation do you have that mother consented?
We'll get that to you, sir. I don't have it with me.
Please do. I understand it's hard to keep them all straight because you've deported multiple U.S. citizen children, but I'm asking specifically about the 4-year-old with cancer who was deported on April 25th. For the record, that family was also not given access to legal counsel before they were deported, even though their lawyer was in the same building at the time. I'm holding in my hands here a document called ICE Directive 11064, Interests of Non-Citizen Parents and Legal Guardians of Minor Children. This is the policy for how ICE agents should handle situations like this. It states unequivocally that parents and legal guardians should have the ability to make alternative care arrangements for minor children prior to their arrest or detention, and that ICE must afford parents the opportunity to consult with legal counsel. So, did the ICE agents working on this case who deported this 4-year-old with cancer of their own volition fail to follow ICE policies, or were they directed to by your office or anyone else in DHS leadership?
Sir, this mother chose to keep her child with her.
You have not produced any evidence to say so, but I'm asking again, have you directed DHS officers to ignore this
It's very different than the previous administration. The previous administration
on March 15th, reclaiming my time, on March 15th, your department sent 3 airplanes to El Salvador. Those planes carried approximately 261 individuals who were imprisoned upon arrival. Did you personally review and approve the names of those 261 individuals before they were sent?
Sir, we have deported and sent home
did you review the names of those individuals?
And we have individuals that have
why won't you answer the question?
Within the Department of
Are you aware of whether those 261 individuals were given the opportunity to speak with a lawyer or appear before a judge before they were put on those planes? Yes or no?
Sir, every single individual followed the exact same process.
They were not all given the opportunity to appear before a judge or speak with a lawyer. On April 7th, the Supreme Court ruled that detainees must have an opportunity to have a hearing before they are deported. Are you familiar with the April 7th Supreme Court ruling?
I am.
Can you assure us that in the future you will abide by that Supreme Court ruling to provide detainees with a hearing before they are deported?
We're following all judges' orders. Yes, sir.
I have a photograph here of André Hernandez Romero, a gay makeup artist from Venezuela. He fled Venezuela fearing gang violence because of his opposition to the Maduro dictatorship and his sexual orientation. He presented himself at a port of entry and requested asylum. His claim was found to be credible, and he was placed in detention to await a full hearing. But he never received a full hearing because you put him on one of those planes to El Salvador, where he still is today. Listen to me. He had no criminal record in the United States or in any other country. He did not even enter the country illegally. He presented at a port of entry. He tried to do it the legal way, and to this date, the only evidence your department has presented to justify his imprisonment is that he had 2 tattoos, one that said mom and one that said dad. Do you have any other evidence to present for why this individual should be locked up in El Salvador?
Sir, every case is used their communication.
You have not presented any other evidence, nor has your department. Reclaiming my time, during your confirmation hearing, you said your focus would be on deporting immigrants who have been convicted of
the most painful way possible. Congressman Magaziner didn't come with rhetoric. He came with specifics: a 4-year-old U.S. citizen with stage 4 cancer deported alongside his mother. Denied access to legal counsel even though their lawyer was literally in the building. ICE directives ignored. Supreme Court rulings dismissed. And not a shred of evidence produced under oath to justify the claim that the mother ever consented, and when pressed, the secretary had nothing, no documentation. No defense beyond vague assurances. The picture grew darker with each example, an asylum seeker who followed the law. Presented at a port of entry. Passed a credible fear test. Had no criminal record. And yet was deported anyway on the basis of tattoos that said Mom and Dad. Then came the revelation that hundreds of deportees were shipped to El Salvador without the secretary even reviewing the names. A process that looked less like enforcement of law and more like indifference stamped onto a flight manifest. Layer by layer. The congressman revealed not a department focused on criminals or threats, but a pattern of sloppiness, cruelty, and disregard for constitutional protections that strikes at the very heart of American values. The clash ended not with answers, but with deflection. And with the unmistakable image of a leader, unprepared to account for decisions that have destroyed lives. It left the public to wrestle with haunting questions. How can a government claim to protect its people while deporting its own sick children? What does it mean when court rulings and written policies are ignored by those sworn to uphold them? And most importantly, how much longer can accountability be dodged before trust in the system collapses entirely? This wasn't partisan theater. It was oversight at its sharpest. And it pulled back the curtain on a culture of evasion that cannot be ignored. If this is what is happening in plain sight, the question isn't whether the secretary can recover from the political damage, it's whether the American people will accept a system that breaks its own rules, abandons its most vulnerable, and calls it justice, backhand index pointing right.
हेलो, उठा लो फोन आया है। आपका फोन बज रहा है, टिडिंग टिडिंग बोल रहा है कब से।